Geschmacksprodukte aus unserer Swiss.
Hey, so this is just a little something new that we're doing today. I'm gonna just narrate through this trip that I did from Newark, from New York's Newark Airport. I always get confused or tongue twisted when I have to say Newark and Newark. New York and Newark, see, exactly. I was here at the Lufthansa lounge. I think it was like for 3 or 4 hours. I actually flew in from Toronto, connecting to Zurich from Newark. So, I mean, this is the Lufthansa lounge, and it was pretty standard fare lounge. Very pleasant, as you can see. Nice tall grass, you know, pretty lights. Your standard buffet spread. They had, you know, salads and soups, you know, obviously with the German flair. So this is, we're just boarding. So we left at like around 8 or 9 or so at night. So it was a very, I would say even deceptively short flight, because from New York to Zurich, it was only around, I think, 8.5 hours, if I recall. Just for context, this particular flight I took back in February of this year, of 2023. And as you can see, I was in economy class. And the one thing I really like about Swiss, I even just like the color of the seats. You know, brown I think can get a bad rap. It's really calming. This is the Recaro seats. They're a little bit old. I would say these are around 10 years old now, but very well maintained. I mean, this is not something I'm surprised of flying with Swiss. Like, I've flown Swiss a few times in the past, and these seem to always have this consistency with cleanliness. The seat back entertainment, you know, you're able to watch, you know, a lot of movies, a lot of shows. It is a bit old. Yeah, so this was our captain, obviously. I mean, there's nothing really much to say other than, you know, like the tray tables. This actually was a very, not even short, well, I said short flight, but it was very empty. There was very, very, very few people. Yeah, as you can see, we had a nice takeoff from Newark. It was just a nice, you know, very unmentionable, just what you expected, right? So
Aus unseres Swiss Inside Shopping Sortiment einzukaufen.
cabin lights dimmed.
Für einen bestimmten Artikel interessiert, in Anspruch nehmen können. Verbinden Sie das Programm einfach elektronisch.
What's there to say? I just like the fact there wasn't a lot of space. Yeah, so immediately after takeoff, meal service began. I will say, this was really good. The beef with potatoes and veggies. You know, I think it was a very good meal. Would I say it was the best? No, but I mean, it was very good. I think I'm always like, my preference is always to eat from the origin destination of the airline, because that's where you're actually going to experience the real menu of the airline. You know, they have to outsource everything when they're at New York or Frankfurt, you know, Singapore. So you never really experience the home, the home base cuisine. So yeah, I just decided to listen to music for a bit. It was, you know, just needed to relax at this point. I was very tired. was just so tired. And yeah, I went to the washroom here for a little bit just to freshen myself up. This Soder lotion amenity kit is actually a very nice touch. I think I really, when I go back to Switzerland, I want to go to the Soder store there because their products were very nice. I love the alpine scents that they have. The skincare, just, it's very soft on the face. So anyway, yeah, as you can see, this is just my neighboring seat. There wasn't really much to say other than the fact I had a lot of legroom. I had a lot of space to just move about on the flight. I also will say, because of the configuration, the 242, it just felt very relaxing because you didn't really have to think too much about whether or not you're going to get squished. Yeah, and this right here was our descent into Zurich. So you can see the beautiful Swiss countryside. Hard to see a little bit because of the clouds, but just mark my words. Like, if any of you have actually gone outside of Switzerland, or outside of Zurich, or Geneva or Bern or any of the cities, like, you will see so many beautiful trees, so many beautiful majestic landscapes, mountains. It's I find Switzerland is deceptively small, but there are, I feel, lots of things to see because there's so many different regions and styles. I guess just culturally, it's so different. You can go to the Geneva side, the more French side, or Zurich. It's definitely a lot more German, but even just experiencing more of that Italian influence is really cool. But yeah, as we can see, we're just taking a nice smooth landing into Zurich. Anyways, I will talk some more after we land. Landing at Zurich is always such beautiful experience. I love the international terminal at Zurich, specifically because it is it feels very new. I think it's around 10 or so years old now at this point. But you go to that wing and it's just, you feel such relaxation. I've always felt, even when it is crowded here, that my stress is a very minimum. But I'm also very happy because it's also there's a lot of nice shops there, not a lot of nice food stores. It doesn't feel like you're at I don't know, a strip mall or something, like in terms of the food culinary experiences and whatnot. But I think it's just a beautiful terminal, and I always am excited to go to Zurich and to go into the E gates. But yeah, we're just about to actually dock into the jet bridge. But overall, Swiss, I think they need to up their game a little bit in terms of the aircraft. I know in the next few years, Lufthansa has ordered a lot of aircraft on behalf of Swiss, so it'll be really exciting when Swiss actually gets brand new aircraft. I believe A350s, possibly 787s, right, if I recall, and just the 777s that they have. The hard product is really the pain point that Swiss has right now, because as you can see, it was very old. It was at least 10, 12 years old, that aircraft in particular, but it's still very clean. It's a very solid product. There's not really much else to say other than, Swiss, just get those new aircraft right away. Anyways, I want to thank you for watching up to this point. There will be more videos coming soon. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and watch my other videos.